Abba, he sent us Enoch. Now the calendar's clear. Keeping the true feast in the Sabbath. Now it's time to rebuild. This grace period's an intermission. So many years, how long we been in this disposition? Transgression. Unbelievers say it's just religion. Think again, read your Bible, cause we in the scriptures. Dry bones resurrected in this truth, I never left it. Praise Abba. Are the two witnesses here yet? Antichrist revealed yet? Savior on the way, he cracked the sky, they gon' feel that. He was black, and he's still black. That's real facts. Scared of what? We look to where the hills at. Zion, Bible rap, ghetto psalms. Mercy is what kept us strong. Ask me where I'm going, I don't know. I just know I'm going wherever the shepherd go. You never hear the phrase, the trumpets is blowing, the seals breaking. Ain't no running from it. You in trouble if you Jacob. Praise Abba, his mercies endure. Israel, is you ready for? Only a remnant is gonna make it. I hear the 4 horsemen trumpets is blowing, the seals breaking. Ain't no running from it. You in trouble if you Jacob. Praise Abba, his mercies endure. It is at the door. Pray you escape it and stand before the Savior. Pray as we said, in these times, be as pilgrims on earth. Without the chief cornerstone, it ain't no building at church. The foundation, the serpent tried to kill him at birth, to no avail. It is finished. 70 weeks blowing trumpets at these blood moons, knowing he gon' come soon. Explosions, 3 wounds, clouds look like mushrooms. Deception is their final method. Encryption and biometrics. Abomination in your temple, defiling your essence. The whole plot is to keep your mind, body, and your soul locked. Can you stand the rain? Cause it ain't gon' stop. Angels unawares, taking notes, watching every deed. In this tribulation, take this Bible, all you'll ever need. Till Jake repent, the curses at his neck, and they won't let him breathe. Praise Abba, we won't be consumed. He gon' spare his seed. Tomorrow ain't guaranteed. It's all temporary, so stay in them scriptures daily. Follow the shepherd. Praise Abba. Trumpets is blowing, his seals breaking. Ain't no running from it. You in trouble if you Jacob. Praise Abba, his mercies endure. Israel, is you ready for? Only a remnant is gonna make it. I hear the 4 horsemen trumpets is blowing, the seals breaking. Ain't no running from it. You in trouble if you Jacob. Praise Abba, his mercies endure. It's at the door. Pray you escape it and stand before the Savior. Praise Abba. We can't tell our neighbor they ain't see it. And say if we keeping the proper days, if our calendar that we count our days on is wrong, let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way 100. Let's get on these proper times. The answers are there when the Savior come back. He looking for talents. And who did work with what he gave him while he was gone. He ain't tell nobody wait till I come back and do the work when I get back. Faith plus works. We talk about the fruits of the Spirit, but the Messiah himself said that the Spirit brings all things to remembrance. Why we can't remember the times? Jubilee 6 said that if we don't number our years to 364 days, we gonna continually dislodge our feasts and make a holy day an abominable day. Praise Abba that through Enoch he showed us the equinoxes. And he showed us that the first new moon when the sun is in the 4th gate is the first day of the biblical year. We on track. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, and verse 33. As I live, saith the Most High Power, surely with the mighty hand and with the stretched out arm, and with fury poured out will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out from the countries wherein ye are scattered, with the mighty hand, and with the stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. All right. Thank you guys for joining us for today's Day 38 of the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. I want to go ahead and open up our workshop in prayer. You guys had a little music to listen to while everybody else got logged on and ready. I like to give time at the beginning of the workshop so that people can get the things that they need necessary so that they can be prepared and listen with intent as we go over the workshop material. All right. So again, I want to open up in prayer and we'll go ahead and get started on today's lesson for day 38, you guys. All right, so Most High, it is unto thee that I pray, praise, and worship. I am grateful that you have brought us together today in unity and in love to learn, to grow, to receive seeds and allow you to cultivate those seeds in us so that we can reap a bountiful harvest
oh Most High, in doing the work that you've commissioned us to do here. And I praise your name daily. I am grateful for each and every day, each and every person, each and every lesson. I am grateful that we grow together. I am grateful that we are learning together, that we are ascending and activating together. Those of us who are here are not here by coincidence. So I thank you for that divine guidance and leading us together. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart and mind be acceptable in thy sight, Most High, my strength and my Redeemer. It is unto thee that I pray, praise, and worship in the name of the grace that you perpetuated to us, which is Yahushua Amashiach. Most High, Alua, I praise thee. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. All right, you guys. So as I stated, this is the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey brought to you by Images, imparting motivation, achieving goals, expecting success each and every day. And this is our journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. We are on day 38, and the theme for day 38 is ethics, all right? The theme for day 38 is ethics, but before we get to the characteristic trait, the characteristic trait for today, day 38 is ethics. And before we get to the information for the characteristic trait, I do want to talk about the theme of the day. The theme for today is standing, and the character trait is ethics. All right. So again, before we get into the character trait, which is ethics, I want to talk about this theme a little bit. Okay, I want to talk about the theme a little bit because I want us to have an understanding of the information and how each thing is going to relate to how the theme will relate to the characteristic so that you will have a better understanding of the information. So as we look at standing, I have a quote that says, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." All right. The Most High began providing a place for you and I to stand before the world began. Of course, Genesis tells us all about it. And in the book of Genesis, it says that the Most High separated the waters above and the waters below and created the land, a firm place for our feet to stand and move the world with love. All right. Henceforth, move the world with love. All right. It was very specific. The Most High told Joshua to walk the land, and that everywhere that he placed his foot, that he would give him that land. If you look in Joshua 1 and 3, you can see that there. David's mighty men each had a field in which to take a stand and fight for their king. So where is your field? Your place to stand and to love the world. It's so easy to assume that where you are now isn't where you're supposed to be, or at least not the place of your destiny. It must surely be a different place and time, right? However, the Most High, when you think about it, how could he do amazing things in your infinite mindset, right? You cannot even begin to fathom how amazing the Most High is and the wonderful things that the Most High can do, because us humans, our mind is too finite for that. Okay, the Most High is infinite. He's the divine infinite source. Okay, so when we may be asking ourselves, how could the Most High ever do amazing things in this place, right? We know that stranger things have happened. Consider Saul out looking for a lost donkey and coming home anointed as a king. Then there was David, who took a box lunch to his brothers, and he ended up slaying a giant named Goliath. Moses was drafted to lead 1 million people out of Egypt while tending sheep on the backside of a desert. Henry Nouwen says that it is quite possible that your destiny begins right where you are in this quote. He says, let's be patient and trust that the treasure we look for is hidden in the ground on which we stand. So there's purpose in being where we are. It's purposeful. All right. It's interesting that the Most High only imposed one limitation on Adam and Eve. We all know they had one job, and that job was do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Other than that, they were free to make choices and expand their kingdom as far as their abilities would allow. So, how we choose to extend the Most High's kingdom and distribute the Most High's power and love to the world is wide open and full of freedom. We don't want to limit it by, our human thinking. We want to make sure that we do the will of the Most High. We are only restricted by what's called ethics and moral law or universal laws, okay? To love means to create a place for someone else to also be able to stand, to make their own way, and to choose for themselves. Dallas Willard proposes that to make a place for another is one of the most life-giving and life-receiving things that a human can do. This is a beautiful statement that summarizes a noble truth. You give life and you receive it back when you create a place for another. The previous owner of one of the largest power companies in the world wrote a book titled Joy at Work, and that he restricted himself as the head of the company in regard to decision making so that others could decide, even in strategic situations. He wanted every person to experience the joy of choice, to be a part of making something happen, and to be responsible for those results. So he created a place to stand for employees in developing countries who had never known the feeling of choosing for themselves. And that's something, the ability to choose for yourself is something that he considers to be part of what being made in the image of the Most High is about. So where you and I take our stands and live out our destinies is determined by who the Most High has called us to be. Not who society says we are, not who somebody who don't even know who they are says we are, none of that. It's determined by who the Most High has called us to be. All right. And we are called to be a nation of kings and priests, a group of people. We weren't a project, right? And it certainly wasn't talking about everybody on the face of the earth. It was a specific set of people who were called to be kings and priests. All right. You will burn yourself out quickly if you try to be everything to everybody. Your thoughts and energy become diluted when you try to be all that. Just be your authentic self. Be who the Most High created you to be, to the people that the Most High put on your path, because those are the people that need you in your authenticity. They don't need you pretending to be somebody else. They don't need you trying to fit in with somebody else's idea of what you should act like. They need you to be you, the you that the Most High made, your authentic self. All right. Don't dilute your energy. Don't dilute your thoughts. Stay divinely aligned so that you know that everything that you are pulling, every thought, every bit of energy, all of your cosmic awesomeness comes directly from the Most High. Paul tells the Colossians in chapter 3 to plant their feet firmly on the ground where they were and to hold their heads up high. That's the Most High. That's going to be like good advice for you too. Stand firm, right? The Most High said he created you to have dominion, right? Standing firm. When you take a stand out of deep conviction, people are going to know that. They may not even agree with you, but that's okay, because they'll ask themselves, if they have the right thought processes, do I want someone who is willing to take a hard stand and someone that I can trust to do that when the chips are down? That's what they're going to want. So as we wind down our 40-day Soul Essence Empowerment journey, we are talking about the importance of being and doing, the impact that our behaviors and actions have on the world around us, and how that in turn is reflected back to us in the way that we experience life. Because who knows that it does matter, right? So standing is directly related to ethics, because where we take our stand and live out our destiny is determined by who the Most High has called us to be. Right? We're to plant our feet firmly on the ground where we are and hold our heads up high. Stand firm. Proverbs 11:17-20. When you're kind to others, you help yourself. When you're cruel to others, you hurt yourself. Bad work gets paid back with bad checks. Good work gets solid pay. Take your stand with the Most High's loyal community and live, or chase after phantoms of evil and die. Yahuwah Elohim can't stand deceivers, but oh, how the Most High relishes integrity. So again, as we wind down our soul essence empowerment journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health, and this 40 days of fasting from negative characteristics and habits, we are talking about the importance of being and doing. We are examining the impact of our behaviors and actions and how they have an impact on the world and the people around us, and how that in turn is reflected back to us in the way that we experience life. Either we're called to reflect the glory of our Creator, right? That's what we're called to do, to reflect the glory of our Creator. And if we aren't doing that, then what are we reflecting? Think about that for a minute. We're called to assist the Most High in manifesting the kingdom of heaven that is in us into the earth realm. And in order to do so, we must have and exhibit high ethical standards of excellence. We began this journey toward authenticity, talking about the inner life of the soul. As we have progressed through the days of this soul essence empowerment journey, we have moved out from our own internal awareness of the life of our soul to an understanding of the power of our thoughts, our identity, and our words. This week, we're talking about how all of these elements affect how we relate to others. This is what the concept of ethics represent. That which is motivated by pure, noble, and honorable intentions, and uprightness in choices, values, business dealings, and professional aspirations. What we choose to do with our money, how we handle it, whether generously or selfishly, is a good indication of personal ethics. Becoming more authentic, more genuine, more real requires a deeper sense of truthfulness, honesty, and honor. Our truest intentions are revealed. Our integrity is tested. Our incredibility is established. As it says in Isaiah 7:7, if you don't take your stand in faith, you won't have a leg to stand on. For it is written in Galatians 5:1, take your stand. Never again let anyone put a harness of slavery on you. And as it says in Ephesians 6:11, for it is written, take your stand against the devil's schemes. So our sense of ethics will require us to take a stand. That's where standing and ethics come together. That's why we have this theme and this characteristic that we're learning about so that we can implement them today, because you can't have one without the other. So our final point for today, those whose hearts are upright before the Most High Yah will be required to stand up on behalf of those who can't stand up for themselves, to stand up for the oppressed, to stand up against evil, right? Let your life make a statement by taking a stand. Ethics is a call to action. What are you doing to show forth the goodness of the Most High? Your sense of ethics will require you to take a stand. Here's a quote by the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It says, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Which brings us to our action steps for journaling today. Please take a screenshot of this page, you guys, so that you can do your writing assignment and turn it in order to get credit for participating. All right. So the first action step for today for your journaling essay, your journaling assignment, it says, in bringing something to your attention, could the Most High be requiring you to take a stand? Were you bought two images for the purposes of attending these workshops and hearing this information so that you could take a stand in that way? In bringing anything to your attention, could the Most High be requiring you to take a stand? One thing that I like to utilize to relate this, in terms that make it easy to understand, the challenges that you have been through in life. Did you go through those challenges to hurt you or to help other people overcome them? Did you go through that stuff so that you could take a stand against some type of injustice that you've experienced and help other people from doing so? Did you ever think about that in that way? All right, the second action step for journaling is to write down thoughts about the following quote. You are only as powerful as that for which you stand. You are only as powerful as that for which you stand. And the third action step for today: unless we stand for something, we shall fall for anything. So, how do you see this truth working in your own life right now? If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything, right? I know you guys have heard that one before. So that's your journaling assignment today. As I stated, please take a screenshot of this page so that you can complete the assignment, you guys. That brings us to our final scripture for today. And I'm going to reiterate one because we already talked about this today, but it was important. If you don't take your stand in faith, you won't have a leg to stand on. If you don't take your stand in faith, you won't have a leg to stand on. Isaiah 7:9. All right, you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us for today's 38th day of the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. We have 2 days to go before this cycle starts all the way over at day number 1 again. So if you were getting on late, don't worry. You will be able to go back through the information. This is a program that repeats itself continually, okay? So thank you again for joining the Soul Essence Empowerment Workshop today. If you need to contact us, then do so by contacting Images Empowerment at 336-528-4833. That's 336-528-4833. Also, if you have a social media page, like, share, subscribe, and interact with us on our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Instagram pages at Images GSO. Again, that's at Images GSO on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Those of you who need to turn any written correspondence to us, which would include your journaling assignments and all other written assignments or any other type of written correspondence, questions, concerns, comments, do so at imagesgso@gmail.com. Again, that's imagesgso@gmail.com. And for further information about our ministry, our programs, our services, how you can take part in it, ways to donate, or anything concerning images, then visit our website at www.imagesempowerment.org. It's all listed there for you to see on the screen at your convenience. Copy down, write, take notes, or a screenshot, whichever you must do. But thank you guys for joining us for today. And before we exit completely, I want to make sure that we pray our way out just as we prayed our way in to the workshop. So it is with gratitude that I express to the Most High for divinely guiding and protecting us even as we step away from this workshop. Help us to think deeply and internalize what we must while doing our journaling assignments so that we're able to implement this character trait and theme in our lives today because we have a better understanding or perspective of how it relates to our lives. So Most High, thank you for the goodness that you've given us. I am grateful for a new day, a new opportunity. And I thank you, thank you, thank you in the name of the grace that you have perpetuated to us, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. It is unto the Most High Yah that I pray, praise, and worship. All right, you guys, continue to have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to turn in your assignments. I'm going to cut off the recording, and I'll get to any questions that we have, all right?